a photo. A photo wouldn't do this justice. This is the Catalina Mountains. And, man, I mean, I came from the mountains that you see there to the south this morning, and I'm heading into the Catalina Mountains tonight to find a place to sleep.
In a cage, hungry hearts in a rage, glowing eyes in a daze, turning around in a hurry, hoping you will come along. I'm running as fast as I can, in a desperate need of a plan. It's the work of one little man. I'm fading out from the story. Am I a passionate man?
As I was leaving Montezuma's Pass, I realized that I was going to actually be heading pretty close to Tombstone, Arizona. So I went ahead and diverted my path in that direction just to check it out. It is as cliche as I expected. It also was real early in the morning. There was a lot of shops that weren't quite open yet. There weren't a lot of people meandering about, so it could be a little different experience at a later time. If it's convenient on my future travels, I might swing by again, but I'm definitely not going to put that on the priority.
I burned out like a wandering ember. I shone bright, then my journey was over. What I sought when I ran was back where I began. No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home.
So I would say that the drive up Santa Catalina Mountain was absolutely gorgeous. From the Zagora along the way up, And that was, of course, at the lower elevations. And then as I started getting into higher elevation, you can see some rock formations that are absolutely spectacular. In fact, in some cases, it didn't look like a rock formation as much as it looked like someone had literally taken the time to bring heavy equipment out and stack rocks just so. Again, absolutely amazing. This video does no justice to the actual trip itself.
Open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home. Though I fought with my claws and teeth, though I elbowed my way to a
If you ever have an opportunity to come to Tucson, Arizona, just north of Tucson is Catalina Mountains. And you'll notice that even the guys on the bikes that were riding up and down, they travel from town 26 miles or so up the mountain with a 8,000 foot elevation change up and down, basically in a day. It's pretty spectacular. In fact, you'll notice there's a group of bicyclists that were celebrating the fact that they were at 8,000 feet. On the way back, I passed them at the sign, taking pictures in front of that sign. And I can tell you that I would be pretty proud of myself, pretty impressed if I could ride a bike 26 miles plus with an elevation change of 8,000 feet.
Could change my mind, could slow my coming home. No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. Oh, I'm coming home. Leave open the gate.
As far as the campsites were concerned, you'll notice I've turned into a couple of them, checked out the campsites. Some of them were great, some of them were really small and probably not worth trying out. And I think that the reason that some of them had such tight proximity is because of the location. It's in the mountains, and of course, if you're spread out, then it makes it easier for bear to track you down and eat you. So I guess you can appreciate that. But one thing that I do wish is that if there was some indication this time of year, if there was some indication that told me that there was no campsites available or open above 6,000 feet, that wouldn't have made a difference as far as whether I drove all the way up to the summit. It just would have made a difference in how many times I stopped on the way looking for a campsite. Anyway, I was able to get down to the second campsite that I stopped at, the second of 6, and found a good spot and was able to settle in before sunset and capture the sunset that you saw at the beginning of the video.
editing. When I get to a site, I don't necessarily want to start editing at 2, or even if I get there at 3 or 4, just before dark. 6:45, 7-ish is the latest as far as the sunset. I mean, that's kind of early, but as the sun starts to set, I find myself in a position where most of the time where I am, I'm not comfortable editing, because I either have my back to the Xterra with the computer on the table, listening for everything, or if I'm in a place like this, I have a great spot, set up a light, and, call it day, and then, well, you can kind of see behind me mountains, and there's a dip, a gully here behind me, and there's all kinds of spots for something that wanted to catch that ding dong from town that's engrossed in his electronics. Wildcat comes jumping up over this rock and gets me by the throat. If I don't have my camera going, then miss all that good footage. 3 of the campsites up this hill, all of them above, I think it was 6,000 elevation. So 3 of the campsites between 6,000 and 8,000 elevation. Of the campsites, one specifically that I wanted to stay, they were all closed. There's only 3 campsites on this road that are open right now. Now I'm assuming that it's weather, and I guess rangers being stretched too thin, whatever. No campsite hosts. I don't know what the reason is. Every once in a while, I just complain. Some people, some YouTubers have said, don't do that. Nobody wants to hear that. Even though it does seem like most YouTubers just show the best of everything. Like, this is the most glamorous life. Look where I can camp. I mean, I think it was Nikki Delvathal that even said something about that. No, it was Linnea. Linnea said, don't take pictures, from your rig or from your truck, car, whatever, whatever you're camping in. Don't take pictures of you camping in areas where it is not legal to camp. And people who've traveled around and see some of the images that are available know that those particular sites aren't available for camping. I mean, it specifically says day use only or otherwise. I mean, it just depends on what it is. And she apparently came across some pictures of individuals that were taking footage of areas that you cannot camp, and they're making it look at this glamorous, this glorious lifestyle that we live. And don't get me wrong, it is an exceptional opportunity to travel as much as I'm able to travel, and to document as much as I'm able to document. And I wish I was a little better at vlogging, picking up the camera and putting it to my face, whether it's sitting down like this, which is pretty easy to do for me, but then also getting this the Zhiyun, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this little deal that I use for my iPhone, and Zhiyun, anyway, and kind of get footage of what I'm doing, and I can turn the camera around and point it to myself as well, and vlog. But that's the easy part for me. That's kind of the fun part for me. Now, I'm not saying that it's not fun to edit. What's fun when I'm editing is when I'm in a position, in a place where I can actually do it for an extended period of time without interruption, and get a lot of work done all at once, and feel good about how much work I was able to get done, especially if I can get it uploaded, get a video uploaded, or 2, get them scheduled, or more. That's when editing for me is fun. For me, the fun part is the traveling, the documenting, the research, and gathering all of the footage together. Putting it, coming up with an idea or concept and how I'm going to edit it. Coming up with a name, a title for the video. That's the fun part for me. The editing itself has become a chore, and it's because it was a lot easier for me to edit when I was working on the build and I had a place to sit and edit. I could do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours straight of editing without a problem and get a video knocked out. But like right now is the time when I finish my breakfast, when I finish my coffee. This is the time to actually be out and getting good footage. I don't get footage at night unless it's audio or audio. That's it. I mean, the camera itself, I'm not going to vlog. I've got a LumaCube, but I'm not gonna vlog. Can you imagine setting a camera up at night out in the middle of nowhere with a LumaCube, lighting up your entire area? Your eyes are focused on the camera with that light in your face, so you have no night vision at all. If you're talking, you're probably not paying attention to what sounds are around you. Can you imagine? I mean, well, again, that would be the good footage. That would be the, JD eaten by mountain lion, videoing his vlog, documented for the world to see. Make a concerted effort to get out and get as much footage as I can before 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then find a place to crash. I can spend 2 or 3 hours a night, every night, editing. Again, it's when I have the momentum, the ability to build momentum in editing that makes it enjoyable. It's cumbersome to have to think about where you were, what was on your mind, what you were thinking about when you were putting this together for the 2 hours you worked last night, and then picking up and doing that again, and then again and again and again, as opposed to, again, that momentum that you can gather whenever you can do it over an extended period of time. It would be a disadvantage even as a couple if you swapped editing, like some editing was done by one person and then some editing done by another. The video can turn out slightly disjointed. One person doing the editing is good, but when one person is doing the editing, one person is doing the videoing, vlogging, or just in general all production, planning travel, finding locations, things like, when all of it is on one person, it's a difficult task. A lot more difficult. It's more difficult than I thought it was, but it's not a lot more difficult than I thought it was, because I considered that already. I already knew that if there's only one person working, then all of the work goes to that one person. I already knew that. But getting a video up once a week is a task, is a chore. And so I'm kind of brainstorming today exactly what I can do to mitigate that. And if this ever goes to air, I greatly appreciate you listening to me rant or brainstorm. Just think out loud, I guess, is what this is. But it could also just be a footage that's archived, or if I can figure out exactly how to put footage up on Patreon, I'll put stuff like this up on Patreon, so that individuals who really want to kind of get the real deal, the behind the scenes stuff, this would be kind of the stuff that would go up there. But from there, I just figure I'll go ahead and finish up my breakfast. You guys take care. All the best, always.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
All the best, always.
Wanna come down to the underground old school? Here's a shovel, can you dig it, fool?